Hi, everybody. This is Alexander Keene from Whitewater Middle School. I have a quick update just about what's going on at the end of the year here. As you can see from the calendar behind me, we are at just a little bit over 2 weeks left with students in the building. And I've been having a really great time working with the 15 students who came back from full remote for these last couple weeks. But I'm looking forward so much more to seeing the other 80 some of them who are coming in next Wednesday for ELA testing. That is awesome. Thank you so much before we go any further for all of the hard work and support that I know you guys have been doing at home to make sure that our students have been successful and focused. It's been a difficult year for lots of them, but they've done a great job. Excuse me. So I want to tell you a little bit about what we're doing in class right now for the rest of the year, a little bit about the couple of testing days that are going on, and what we're going to do about your kids' Chromebooks and iPads. So first off, we have just recently finished up a unit where students were researching plastic pollution in the oceans. You may have seen some about that in the news. Um, and what we're doing right now is a continuation of that project. So the Unit 2 project was focusing on getting ready for a debate where students were going to discuss with each other what the best solution to the plastic in the ocean problem is. What we're doing right now is taking that research and presenting it in a different format. Students can choose, in my classes anyway, they can choose to either present that information as a scene from a documentary, from a public service announcement, like an ad you'd see on TV, like a print ad campaign, either like a series of billboards or a series of like magazine ads, ads you'd see on like a internet page, something like that. They can write a picture book, like for a small child, or they can write a formal essay. This last option, though, isn't available to everybody. Several students, the majority of students actually, either were unwilling or chose not to participate in the debate. I'm sorry, unable or chose not to participate in the debate, rather, that we had earlier this week. Those students, obviously, like I can't keep holding multiple debates over and over again. So those students are being asked to write not a full essay, just like a paragraph or two about their position and provide some evidence for their position, the types of things they would have said if they spoke once or twice during the debate. Students were aware of that well in advance, that if they either chose not to participate or were unable to participate, that they'd be asked to do that writing task. Obviously, students who are doing that writing task instead of the debate shouldn't do an essay again for the final project. The way that the curriculum is set up, I'm planning to have a rough draft of that project due next Friday, and then a final draft due the Wednesday before school ends. However, I'm going to speak with some of my classes, all of my classes, to see if any of them would rather just hand in the rough draft and be done, and then spend the last week reading some high interest stories and poems, doing some things that are a little bit more creative at the end of the year. So that is an option that classes will decide between for themselves as we get a little bit closer to the end of the school year. Speaking of that, we have a couple important dates coming up. Next Wednesday, the 19th, is the EOG end of grade exam for language arts. That's a big deal for me in my classes. The 25th, yes, the 25th, the following Tuesday, is the end of grade exam for mathematics. As you know, those are super important dates. Those tests give your student an opportunity to show exactly how much growth they made since actually 2 years ago at this point, um, and also helps the school understand what we're doing and whether it's working or not. So, as I'm sure everyone's going to tell you, having students who are well rested and well fed and like kind of ready to go is super important on those days. I am telling all of my students today how it is that they are currently set up to get to and from the school. So if your student, or if you rather applied for a bus for your student and that was approved, they should hear that from me today. If they're like, oh no, Mr. Keene said I didn't have a bus, please contact Mr. Thompson here at the school, the Dean of Students. He is the person who is in charge of transportation. At this point, for some people, that might be easy enough to stick them at an already existing bus stop, but some students it may not be feasible. I don't know. That's a Mr. Thompson question, but reaching out to him sooner rather than later is going to be super important for that if your student needs to arrange transportation. If you aren't available on the 19th or the 25th, the following 2 days, the 20th and the 26th, that Thursday and Wednesday, are the makeup days for those exams. If you're not available for either of those days and you plan on asking your student to test, you should contact our testing coordinator here at the school, which is Ms. Meekins. Um, we are asking the students to be here on time, bright and early, those 2 days. You can drop them off as early as 8:45, but we do ask them to be seated in their homeroom, ready to get started at 9:15. If that's problematic, there's always the makeup day the next day, or you can contact me or Miss Meekins, and we can try and figure something out. Testing is scheduled to go until about 1 o'clock. That's kind of a rough estimate. It depends on a whole bunch of factors. But if you are more comfortable with your student coming home after testing, that is your prerogative. Please feel free to come pick up your student. I don't know if Miss Savage would want me to say that or not. I'm sure that she's obviously okay with whatever you think is best for your kid. I don't want to imply that she's not. Um, but like we will have classes afterwards, so they are certainly welcome to stay and participate in classes those afternoons. The last couple of things I want to talk about are your students' devices. So most students have an iPad and a charger for the iPad and a cable for the iPad. They also have a Chromebook and a charger for the Chromebook. Students who are here in person right now are having the iPads collected today and on Monday in their elective classes. And students who are here in person will have their Chromebooks collected at the end of the last week of school. Students who are virtual obviously need those devices to keep attending classes until Friday the 28th. So the school is going to be hosting a drive-through drop-off event for FRA students on the 1st and the 2nd of June, which is Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are going to happen on Tuesday, it's going to be from 12 to 3, and on Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. So that's 12 to 3 on Tuesday, 9 to 12 on Wednesday for device drop-off for fully remote students. I know that Ms. Bailey would like me to mention that anybody who has been issued a device or a charger or a cable and does not return those things should expect to be charged for them. Also hotspots. I forgot hotspots for a second. Those also need to get returned on those days. I think that's everything I have for you. As always, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or any concerns or anything that you would like to chat about as we get through the end of the year. Here in Parent Square is probably the easiest and quickest way to make that happen. Although if you'd like, please feel free to send me a text message or a voicemail on my phone. I don't check that very frequently, like once a week or so, because it's like just a work number that no one uses. But I will get back to you as soon as I see that message from you. Thanks again for all of your hard work and your support as we've been moving through the last couple of weeks of school here. I look forward to seeing all of our students here on Wednesday. I think it's going to be, the test is stressful, but I think it's going to be a great time again to see all those people again. So be well, do good, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.